Oh, hello, and welcome to Al Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the stands for evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta, and be critically silly doing it. And tonight we have Purple Balloon. So yeah, this is another one from the definitive Creepypasta iceberg. We're slowly chipping away at that ice.
Eventually we'll get there.
Yep. So the Purple Balloon is by DanceOfAngels, though formerly they were known online as Capricious Jinx. You can check it out at creepypasta.wiki or creepypasta.fandom.wiki.com or something like that.
Yeah, all the dots.
Yeah, it's creepypasta.fandom.com/wiki because domain names.
Indeed.
But yeah, I suppose without further ado, we should do our initial recommendations. I will recommend it.
I will not recommend it.
I'll bring balance to the force by saying partial.
All right. Then let's find out why we gave those just across the board recommendations and non-recommendations. Starting with the rundown. So Alexa, our narrator of the story. Sorry, now that anybody called Alexa, it's no problem. Fortunately, I don't have Alexa. Have headphones when you listen to this, otherwise you might activate your Alexa. We live in such a weird cyberpunk universe.
We do. I would say it's great, but it's not.
No. So yeah, Alexa, our narrator for the story, and her father are in an abusive situation with their stepmother, or with her stepmother. She finally manages to drag her dad away from that situation after a particularly violent fight, and they escape in the car. But in their haste to get away, they get into a car accident. Alexa comes to briefly after the crash, wondering where her dad is before things fade into darkness, and she then encounters this strange blue-clad jester who is both jovial but sinister. Though he doesn't talk, through a card trick, Alexa learns his name is Candy Pop. Through his tricks and toys, he insists on giving Alexa some treats, and this purple balloon credits, which she eventually takes. That's when Candy Pop takes on a more sinister energy, and Alexa begins floating up to a spotlight. The balloon she's holding pops, and the light turns out to be a street light as she comes to with her dad trying to wake her up from the crash. She spends several months in the hospital, fortunately away from her stepmother, but as a doctor comes in to check up on her, it is revealed to be Candy Pop, here once again with another purple balloon and seemingly sinister intent. Finn. But yeah, that was the purple balloon. So now I suppose we'll move on to everyone tolerates the Grand Inquisitions at this point. Guys, do you got anything? Mikey?
Well, I, of course, have a conjunction junction.
Gasp! Disbelief! Curse your sudden yet inevitable betrayal.
And next stop, Conjunction Junction. Doot, doot.
It's times like these that make me wish I could just run away and never look back. It was my dad, beaten, broken, and bruised. It only seemed to confirm my worst fear. It started to dance around him, and with every following question, he would pull another card. It felt like it had attached itself to my skin. But do not worry, Alexa. I got you a new one. Finn.
Wow. So so dad was Candy Pop.
Kind of seems
maybe
like it based on the
or
context.
Dad decided like Dad got into a fight and then started doing a card trick.
Mhm.
And then something happened to the cards. It's like, don't worry, I'll get you a new one.
Like a new deck of cards? Weird.
I guess so, yeah.
But yeah, those weird like inaccuracies with the story come when Mikey grabs all the sentences throughout a story that start with words that they probably shouldn't, like its, ends, or buts, because there's always better words to use.
Indeed. Although this is all like first person perspective, so like this is like Alexa talking to us, like telling us the story. So is it all just conversational? Is it all just dialogue?
It kind of is.
Yeah. But I mean, again, Mikey doesn't exactly do this for like for seriousness. It does for the bit to see what we can find that's like funny from the out of context bits.
Yes.
But yeah, Gamer, do you have anything for Grammar in Yellow?
I got one. I got two. Never mind. I scrolled down a little bit more. First one is, hello, Dad. I waited several minutes for a reply, but none came. Here's my minutes. That should be moments section of this story, which is something that I seem to latch on to in most stories.
Hey man, it's not 20 minutes of staring at somebody.
Thankfully. But several implies like more than 4, because a few would be 3, several would be 4-ish. But like, yeah, moments are a more vague description of a passage of time. I know that the use of minutes in the story is meaning to be vague, like a vague short passage of time, but I feel the word moments makes it impossible to misunderstand that it's meant to be vague.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's your cross to bear. Like you just
absolutely
like can't like it's your nitpick when it comes to reading anything.
Moments are underappreciated, honestly.
Yeah,
and
underused.
Justice
for moments.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want that on a t-shirt,
right?
And I want you to wear it.
This next one is like kind of a nitpick, but not really, I guess. This is in regards to Candy Pop. He crouched with his back to me, and all I could hear was the sound of plastic being stretched quite a bit. So while this does an okay job of describing the sound, I find that like balloons squeak a lot when they're being like tortured into balloon shapes.
Yeah.
So to me, like stretched and squeaked would have made a clearer like visual for me on that scene of him making that balloon flower. But it's not bad as it is. It's just that would make it slightly better in my opinion.
No, that's fair.
And that's all I got for grammar.
All right. Then I suppose we'll move on to actual thoughts. Wow, hang on. I just gotta appreciate the fact that our grammar inquisition took 5 minutes tops to get.
Yep. I mean, we had nothing to talk about
because
it's actually well written.
Also, it's a fairly short story, so
yeah, that helps a lot too.
Yeah. No shade to the other stories that we've recently covered that have had
of course not.
hour-long grammar inquisitions. It's just after several weeks of dealing with long stories that have like a lot of grammar stuff that we want to tackle. It's refreshing.
Yeah, a little bit.
But on to actual thoughts. I'm gonna start with this one here. The only love I remember feeling was from my mother or from my father, but lately things have taken a turn for the worse. The fights have gotten more violent, and there's days I would find him crying, praying for a miracle to happen. So we're gonna get something supernatural like in the horror here, right? Like it's not just going to be a mundane horror story about domestic violence and abuse. That was my thinking, like right off like the very beginning of the story.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about that too. Like I was kind of like,
oh fuck,
not comfortable. It's like, oh god. Yeah. But it's always the whole idea. We're supposed to be creeped out.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like we've covered this before in fairly recently, like just where like we've been skeeved out by like certain stories and like there's ones that like tackle certain real world like horrific things that are like a touch too far for us, but like that shouldn't like discourage people from like writing those stories about that.
No, of course not,
because that's how we like process shit is like through storytelling. So But update. Oh, thank God. It's not just domestic abuse.
You've acquired your supernatural safety blanket.
Yes. I've got it wrapped around me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you too can check it out at redbubble.com.
He's not even joking. He made one.
We have a +1 supernatural safety blanket.
Yes.
But yeah, moving on to the next thing I have. I couldn't stop rubbing my eyes. The more I did, the more the light around me started to fade into darkness. I felt uneasy as I opened my eyes. I was suddenly blinded by a single spotlight, and everything around me seemed to fade away. So I'm not going to lie, I definitely thought at first that the spotlight that had just appeared and then like things start fading was just her seeing the high beams of another oncoming truck.
Yeah, it could have
She
been.
had after she had just barely survived a car crash, was just about to get finished off by another vehicle.
God. I mean, it could have went that way for sure.
It could have, yeah. But yeah, I'll move on to the next thing I have here. I could hear a faint jingling sound echo around me that was followed by laughter. I could feel my anxiety welling up again as I called out, hoping it was my father. Hello, Dad? I waited several minutes for a reply, but none came. It only seemed to confirm my worst fear. I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end as an overwhelming presence seemed to appear behind me. I turned around quickly, and there, in colors of blue, magenta, and teal, stood a towering jester. So, yet again, another thing that I immediately like my knee-jerk reaction, that I was expecting to happen in the story here. I thought that the laughing person, before it describes the jester, that I thought the laughing person at the crash was going to end up being like her stepmother. Like she'd managed to find the crash, or like they hadn't like maybe gotten that far before the crash happened. And that like the whole, because again, this is before like we knew that like there was like this whole like isekai moment and like, or like near death experience with the jester popping up and stuff like that. And so I was expecting, like, I was still thinking that like the stepmother was going to be like the monster, like the source of horror throughout the story. Also, this whole encounter with Candy Pop the Jester at the precipice of her near-death experience felt very much in line with like a Guillermo del Toro film, like Pan's Labyrinth, or even like some sort of like dream punk like elements from movies like Mirror Mask, or like the TV show from the 90s, The Odyssey, where like I guess it's like a type of like semi isekai, or it's like a temporary isekai where like Temperkai. Where like a character gets hit by a car or like has a near-death experience, and instead of like they get teleported to another world in a way, but it's really just like a near-death experience, or like a near-death journey that their mind has before they come to in like a hospital bed and such.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sort of like that, like they're on the precipice of death, and like it's sort of like a Dante's like I guess like some sort of like their soul's journey, like in their own, either in their own mindscape, or as they're like in a coma, or it's like they're being led toward like the afterlife kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that was kind of like I was getting those kind of vibes when Candy Pop started like popping up in like this dark space with the spotlight and such. And like I kind of liked it. Like I really dug that element of the story. So then we have this thing. Speaking of Candy Pop specifically, I glared at the cards and spelled out the name he presented to me. Candy Pop? I asked. The only response he gave me was his wide grin. I don't know why, but each time he smirked, it sent chills down my spine. Okay, so after like finding out like the jester's name is Candy Pop and such, I decided to have a little look online, to see like if this is like one of those like creepypasta icons that like pop up on like Tumblr and DeviantArt and such. And sure enough, this is one of those characters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, apparently Candy Pop is up there with like Tikatobi, or probably like this character is probably inspired by like when like Laughing Jack came out and like people started making like killer clown creatures for creepypastas and such. Again, no shade to that at all. Just not saying that in like any bad way. Just like,
Of course not.
okay, it's this type of a character, and this is like this is like one of their origin story, like one of the stories that like this character originates from. Yeah, so it also explains why this story, the purple balloon, was in the definitive iceberg tier. So, yeah, so I was just like, oh, okay, this has got to be like I didn't realize when I was getting into the story that like it was going to basically be a story for a creepypasta icon in quotes. But moving on to the next thing I have here. After a moment, I finally decided to accept the balloon. I examined it before gazing up at Candy Pop. His expression had changed. Oh, that's a grammar inquisition. His expression had changed from the kind, sweet one to the sinister one.
It said change?
It just says change, not like the past tense changed.
Maybe he has loose change in his teeth.
Maybe, yeah. His teeth are just quarters and dimes. Oh god, that'd be horrific. Holy
that'd be
crap.
really weird, actually.
That's like a capitalistic monster.
Yeah, really.
Or like an avarice demon. But yeah, so going back to the story here, this quote, his expression had changed from that kind, sweet one to something sinister. I quickly backed away and hugged the balloon to my chest tightly. So as I was getting to this part, this gave me like that same kind of feeling, or like it gave me the same kind of energy as like Disney's Princess and the Frog, the whole like I got friends on the other side by Dr. Facilier, like, and like it's like, come on boys, won't you shake a poor sinner's hand? And then they shake Dr. Facilier's hand and it's like, yeah, saw you ready. Like that's when like the shit hits the fan and like you done fucked up.
Yep.
Like the deal's been struck, and that's exactly like kind of what the vibe I got here was like that's where this is starting.
Absolutely.
And then my last thing I have for the story is with this quote here. I have to hide my surprise, though, as the doctor enters without knocking. He was probably back to check up on my progress. I smile to myself as I watch the doctor's back. Once he faces me, though, my smile quickly falls. He was holding something in his hand as he quietly spoke to me. You popped the last balloon I gave you. But do not worry, Alexa. I got you a new one. That's the last thing of the story. And once again, I thought the doctor was going to end up turning out to be the stepmother.
Really? Like, he's just the villain the entire time.
I kept expecting the stepmom to be like to keep popping like, no one expects the stepmother. Just like showing up, like because she was such an intimidating force at the beginning of the story. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, she was like the main like monster of like the domestic abuse. Like the dad was the victim in this case, and then they managed to escape, but then they had this car crash. So then I was just expecting like the mother, like the stepmom, like especially the stepmom was like smashing the window with a bat early on. So like I was expecting her to actually like give chase and like try and hunt them down. And then I should have seen that. I should have realized like right off the hop, oh, it's gonna be Candy Pop that turns into the doctor.
I mean, it could have been both for all we know.
Yeah, Candy Pop is just the stepmother's alter ego.
Could be.
But yeah, once again, like throughout this entire story, I just kept like stepmom. Nope. Oh, okay. Stepmom. Nope. All right. But yeah, honestly,
I really wanted it to be real world horror. Apparently,
I didn't want it to be like necessarily, but like I was just like I kept expecting it.
Yeah.
Until Candy Pop himself showed up in the precipice dreamscape.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, also, I like that Candy Pop shows up in the waking world here at the end, because I was hoping something from that other place, like that terminus place, was gonna translate back to the real world. Like maybe the balloon was still gonna be like the shreds of the balloon would still be in her hand or something.
Yeah.
And just so it wasn't like it was just a dream situation, because like
which are the worst.
Yeah, we all know. We all. I think at this point, people know like what our stance is on like it was just a dream scenario or revelation. It's like, oh, that's sad.
It's overdone.
Yeah, it's overdone, and like it kind of, to us anyway, it kind of lowers the scare factor because like none of it was real.
Yeah.
But like
It's akin to watching a scary movie. It's akin to watching a scary movie, albeit in VR.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like even like those, like you can like turn off your suspension of disbelief because like you can get into that stuff. But it's like in a story and stuff that you like. I'm sure some people like this revelation, but like to me, it's just overdone. And again, like unless it has something cool like this at the end, or like where like it was all just a dream. But why is the statuette of Cthulhu still on my dresser?
Yeah,
like that kind of thing.
Issues.
It was from the dream. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that revelation way more than like them just waking up and saying, "Oh, it was all a dream." Oh, that was terrifying. Because I mean, like dreams can be terrifying, but like then you wake up. Like that's and like you're in safe hands. So like the fact that this story ends with like, oh, it was all just a dream, just like a near death experience thing, but then the doctor turns out to be the jester. Like that's the finishing blow of the story to like give you that last punch. So
I hate to put a possible real world tinge on that. It's possible that Alexa is just suffering a little bit of like brain damage from the accident, and she's like still in that mindscape.
I get what you're saying with that. I mean that's still terrifying.
Yes, it
on,
is
like,
absolutely
on a real world level, because like then you're like that's the horror of your mind, of not being able to trust your own mind.
Yes,
and that's also fucking horrifying in
for
real
sure
world connotations. But yeah, like I can see that. But like, and yeah, if she's like, oh, she's hallucinating that the doctor's the jester, it's like that's just as bad as if the jester is there for reals and it's supernatural. So yeah. Also with the connotation at the end, like I was like, because from what I've know of like what I saw online of like what Candy Pop is capable of, like they usually target people who are like either near death or in dreams, and tries to like basically like get them to die or like bring them to the afterlife kind of thing. So I'm like, it made me wonder, like, is the balloon like some kind of like a mechanism to like basically like this is like it's sort of it's like the balloons in Mario Kart when you're in Mario Kart battle mode and you only have like a couple balloons.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so it made me wonder if like that was like the significance of the balloons in the story, where like is like that her one up her. But yeah, that's all I've got for the purple balloon. So Mikey, the E stands for evil.
Yeah, so the way I saw this is that the gesture, or I'm not going to say his name.
Lets you summon him.
Wow.
like Bloody Mary or Candle Jack.
Cultist? He's fine. Anyway, so what were you saying?
I really gotta stop saying that. It's like, this is like the King in Yellow's like true name all over again.
Absolutely, yeah. What name is it that you're trying to say?
CJ.
He learned.
Also, I think it's kind of bad. Like, Candy Pop is their initials is CP, which is the initials for Creepypasta, but also the initials for another like skeevish thing. So, yeah, well, I will not be referring to Candy Pop as CP.
No, absolutely not. The fact that you're saying it enough is bad.
Yeah. But sorry, Mikey, continue.
Yes. So when we first get the jester show up and gives Alexa the balloon, and then she floats away to the light, my thought process was that, okay, well, she's clearly been in the accident and she's in a near-death state, and the balloon is bringing her back to reality.
Yeah.
So, for me, the ending made no sense at all. Because for that, she's in the hospital, presumed to be in a near-death state again, because the Jester shows up to give her the balloon. And it's like, well, why is that scary? The balloon is a good thing.
So maybe it's an Alice in Wonderland, like drink me and eat me sort of thing. Like the first balloon that's in, like, when you're in the dream or in that near death state, the balloon brings you back to life. But like when Candy Pop gives you the balloon when you're still alive, and like it'll pop and then you die.
The way that I saw it was the intent was Alexa would get the balloon, she would hold on to it, and she would ascend to heaven. As in, Candy Pop is basically a someone that ferries souls to either heaven or hell.
They're called psychopomps.
Psychopomps?
Yeah, it's basically the farriers of the dead. Like
Weird name for them.
Well,
yeah, it's a Greek word for what does psychopomp mean? I know it's a Greek word. Basically, it's like the Karen the
Karen.
the really problematic blonde haired farrier of the dead.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Give me a second. Psychopomp. Literally just means guide of souls is what psychopomp means.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, for me, this feels like an anti guide her soul, because it's not guiding her to the afterlife, but guiding her back to the reality.
Yeah, I mean, unless
I also didn't get to finish saying what I was saying.
Yeah. I think I know.
So the way that I saw all this happening was Alexa died.
Mhm.
She was meant to die.
Yeah.
And she didn't, because like through force of will or something, maybe she wanted to like stay and protect her dad from her stepmom or something, but for whatever reason she survived. She was meant to die, but she didn't. So because she survived, Candy Pop is basically stalking her and following her to actually take her to the afterlife.
Yeah,
because she's meant to go.
So yeah, like in this instance, like the balloon was like meant to like he gave her the balloon basically to like ferry her soul like up to like the afterlife or whatever. But then it popped probably because like her dad was like able to resuscitate her on the street.
Yes.
And then then at the end of the story, Candy Pop has tracked them down and has a new balloon to basically ferry her soul and finish the job.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's. I mean, for me, that's probably the interpretation here. But yeah,
that's how I saw it, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the way I saw it hurt my brain.
That is very unfortunate.
That's Sorry for you.
Does my explanation help?
It does, but I mean, my explanation sort of makes it into a buddy horror.
I do like buddy horrors.
But it still hurt my brain when I got to the end. Like, because I didn't find the gesture creepy. And then, and I didn't understand the balloon side of things. So when it came to the end, it's like, oh, I have another balloon for you. It's like, okay, what did I just read? Like, it just didn't click with me.
That's fair.
Over the whole Alexa Amazon thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My condolences to people who have not turned off their thing that I'm not going to say the name of,
or not listening to this via headphones.
Yeah,
so like they're just listening to it like in the room with Alexa.
Mm-hmm. You gotta stop saying that.
Yeah. Hey, it's a real name.
I know.
Yeah.
Not our fault. Amazon decided to use a real fucking name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So my next actual thought here. So she drags her dad out to the car, gets in the driver's seat, gets her dad in the passenger seat, And then I think the mom comes out, hits the side glass with a bat.
Yeah.
And then that wakes up the dad. And then he suddenly grabbed me and shoved me out of the seat. He had grabbed his keys from the glove compartment and started the car before speeding off, leaving a trail of smoke and skid marks behind us. So, my issue is that one does not simply shove someone out of the driver's seat of a car.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like I don't know about the make of the car, but like the story doesn't give us that much detail. But like generally speaking, there's like a lot there. It's possible, but it's not very convenient to get to switch seats.
Maybe it was the bench
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a regular car, from my understanding. So there's going to be a center console, and it's just they're trying to do something quickly to get out of there because the stepmom's crazy, and this whole maneuver would take so much time.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, like,
get you in the back seat.
I'm not saying it probably wasn't pretty, but like it could be done. It is possible.
I don't know the age of Alexa.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying this specifically because if she's actually quite young, she's easy enough to just pick up, you know.
Yeah, I definitely got the impression that she was like younger. So
yeah, but she also has to be old enough to drag her dad out to the car.
Okay, like drag as in like
physically dragging.
Yeah, it's more like drag as in like taking his arm and like leading him like aggressively, like but like probably not using like strength to actually like pull him away. But
I don't think he was unconscious on the ground, being physically dragged.
Yeah, no, he was. It sounded to me like he was more in like a stupor, like just like kind of he had just like given up. So like he was basically in drone mode at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, either way, the whole sort of scenario, like you want to do something quickly because there's someone outside with a bat.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get through. It only takes one or two good swings with a baseball bat to break a passenger side window.
I know this from experience.
I Googled it. And now I'm on a list.
As are we all. Thanks, tabletop RPGs, for making me look up criminal shit. I guess also creepypastas.
Yeah.
I had to look things up for this show, and I was like, "Oh, I'm on a list now."
What chemicals are required to dissolve a body?
Yeah. How to dispose of a body in a lake? Honestly, that's something I've looked up for Delta Green. So
yeah.
Hi, Cesus.
All right. And then my next actual thought here. The seatbelt that had kept me secured broke, and suddenly the world went black. Drew's response is, "Well, I'm glad you wore your seatbelt.
Yeah,
but it would have been nice to know that you put it on sooner."
Yeah. Also, like,
why does that matter so much?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. The fact that it snapped though is like kind of what's funny here, is because like, but like, it is because like honestly, like, I kind of wish like she had said that she like. It had been like the reverse. It was like, oh, like unfortunately, I didn't have my seatbelt, so everything went black as she basically went through the window.
Yeah,
I kind of saw the breaking of the seatbelt as further justification that they're driving an old car.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
that isn't up to today's standards and stuff.
Yeah, it's an old beater kind of car.
Yep.
All right.
So the idea of just like a child going through the window is morbidly funny.
It is.
Only because GTA has Grand Theft Auto, not the Greater Toronto Area.
Yeah.
has ruined me for like humor, for like violence and humor.
Was it GTA that did the windshield cannoning? I thought that was Saints Row.
Saints Row and GTA and Saints Row both did it.
I think Saints Row gives you points for it or some shit.
Yeah. There was like an insurance side quest you could do.
Yes,
but I remember quite a lot of the time in GTA 4. Poor Nico Bella or Bella or whatever would just go right through the
windshield.
Go right through the windshield and just get some distance.
He just never learns his lesson. Maybe it's fun for him.
Yeah.
So that's into my actual thoughts.
Okay. Oh, also something that I wanted to bring up that you brought up earlier there, Mikey. So with the whole like balloon thing, it made me realize like, wait, I wonder if like the purple balloon, like, cause like it's a purple balloon, and like the story's kind of based around like somebody being ferried to the afterlife, like at a near death experience thing. There's a Pokemon named Drifloon that in its Pokedex trivia ferries children to hell. And I was like, that's got to be based off of some kind of like Japanese yokai or like urban legend. And definitely. It is Hitodama. And so it's basically a Japanese urban legend. Floating lights and orbs known as Hitodama are said to be the souls of recently deceased leaving their body, and carrying people off to the afterlife. Or they often look like balloons or like floating lanterns. So yeah. So if the story had been like a Pokemon, or like a Pokepasta, the Pro Balloon would actually, it'd just be a Drifloon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But Gamer, what do you have left for actual thoughts?
Probably not too much. Memento
or favor.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I chimed in on every note I had, to be perfectly honest.
That's fair.
So I didn't know. Yeah, I don't have anything else to further add. Do you want to talk about the image?
Oh, right. There's an image. Shit, I totally forgot. Yeah, there's an image.
It's a purple balloon.
Honestly, it's perfect. It's like, that's good. Like, it doesn't reveal Candy Pop. It's a purple balloon with a blue smiley face.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of the exposure's off, or the exposure's like kind of extreme, and like it's dark, and yeah, it works perfectly for like a little image for this story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, wow, I totally gapped. There was actually an image to this one.
Yep. I mean, when you load up a creepypasta that says the purple balloon, you see a purple balloon, you're like, yep. Anyways, let's read it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because it's perfect.
Also, I like the category the story is in. The purple balloon category, demon devil category, also items and objects category.
Yep.
On the wiki. So, but yeah, I guess that's it for purple balloon. So I guess we'll move on to final thoughts. So I will recommend this one, though I think perhaps it might also be a conditional recommendation. Sort of in the vein of like what Mikey, I feel, is like why Mikey would like not recommend this. I feel like I would recommend this more to somebody. Like I'd have to, like, if I knew somebody didn't like clowns or like jesters and shit, maybe I wouldn't recommend them that so much.
Or
but
would
like,
you intentionally?
Maybe I mean, like, maybe I would just to be a dick, but
well, not to be a dick. It's like, okay, if someone is scared of clowns, but they also love horror.
Sometimes that is what, like, that is like the appropriate response. Sometimes people like generally, like, even though they love horror, they don't like clown horror.
Yeah.
So like, and that throws them off, or like that puts them off from that kind of stuff. So yeah, again, know your audience, I guess, or like know who you're recommending it to, kind of thing. Though if like, especially also, I feel like for this story, like if somebody's like into like dream punk, or like, again, these like sort of near death experience sort of stories, and that kind of Del Toro dark fairy tale sort of vibe that like is in his films and such. That's kind of what the story was giving me in terms of like the energy and like the themes. So I think I'd recommend it to that kind of person. But yeah, otherwise, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the story. It's pretty clean. It works. So yeah, I'd recommend it, though perhaps with a conditional, based on who I was recommending it to. Yeah. Mikey, these stands for evil.
All right. Well, the gesture to me wasn't scary. The balloon didn't make much sense, especially at the end.
Except it did, but okay.
Well, not when I read it.
Yeah, from a certain point of view.
And he refuses to pay attention to what we say. And
Yeah,
we cannot sway
well,
him.
He will die
you-
on hills.
If you go into this blind, expect brain damage.
or not, because all three of us went in blind. So
Do I have brain damage? I mean, I already did, so I can't know if it's any different.
what are you trying to say there, Mikey? No. But yeah, no. I mean, obviously, like, yeah, you have your opinion on this thing and such. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm still not recommending it.
All right. And gamer.
Well, for me, I felt it was all right. It was pretty short, but because of that, it didn't really have enough time to like do a whole ton with the concepts to like flesh things out. I went into this unaware that this character is also like a quote unquote icon that other people have been doing stories about. So I was treating it as what I read, just a self-contained entity.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of a clown being someone to direct you through the afterlife, which is how I saw, is horrible. Like if I get into a car accident and wake up to see that, I would not be happy, because that's fucked up and weird. Even as someone who isn't afraid of clowns, just seeing a clown teleport around, not talking to you and trying to get you to do things, that's unsettling.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially to those who actually have a fear of clowns, it's even worse. Either way, it was a quick and spooky read, and I didn't hate it. I just wish it did more with it, just because it's so short.
Yeah, it's practically I guess not maybe a mini pasta, not like a micro pasta. A micro pasta would probably be like a paragraph. This one's just a short pasta.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It just didn't like, I don't know. Because in some of the conclusions I came to, just like Mikey, were assumptions. I'm assuming that he is working as someone, a psychopompous, whatever that was.
Like it's a psychopomp. Yeah.
Psychopump, to ferry dead souls to heaven or hell. That's what I assumed, but it could just be like some weird creature that is preying on people that are about to die as a way to mask their killings or something like that.
Oh, that too.
I don't know what it is because there's so little here.
Mhm.
So I kind of wish this went on further as to like, okay, she was offered a balloon. What happened with that? Like, it's a good ending as it is, but it just left me questioning and wanting more.
Yeah.
Because we don't get a full understanding of what the balloon does.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I just pulled up his wiki from Creepypasta Files .fandom.com, which is basically like one of those ones that like it's a wiki that collects various creepypasta entities and like gives you like the full rundown and bio. And for a character that seems to only be in like two main stories, like this one, The Purple Balloon, and another one called The Darkest Truth, sure has a lot of fucking information about him. Like we got like relatives, aliases, which are like in almost the dozens.
Really?
Occupations. There's a whole like set of powers and skills he has. There's different forms he takes, like not just Candy Pop, but like Hellhound, Dark Draconian form, Leviathan. Like, yeah, it's a lot of. This is where like it's like one of those again. This is what we mean with like creepypasta icons, like where it's like those kind of characters that like people make both like fiction and stuff for, like again creepypastas for and such, but also make a lot of fan art and stuff for as well.
Yeah.
Like basically, like this character has a lot of style to them. Apparently, one of his big his main weapons is a giant clown balloon or a giant clown smiley face like hammer.
I was gonna say, if it's not a big squeaky hammer,
Yeah, it's a big squeaky hammer.
yeah, it should be.
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, kind of remind like the keep depictions I keep seeing keep bringing to mind that Vocaloid character with like the teal hair and like the long teal hair. Do you
I
guys know
don't
what
know what you're
Vocaloids
talking
are?
about.
Oh, oh, really? Okay. I guess that makes sense. You're not as terminally online as I am, so.
I mean, I've heard the term before. I have no idea what you're referencing, though.
Okay, fair. It's
Is
it's
it like a
basically
freakazoid?
no, no. It's a Vocaloid is like a virtual pop star kind of character.
Like Hatsune Miku or whatever
that's
that is.
the character. Yeah, that it's yeah. But anyway, yeah. So like looking at the art and stuff like that, I've like even on the little wiki file for Candy Pop, it's like, yeah, this is definitely like a character that like has inspired a lot of art for. But
Okay.
it's coming from this short story, and I'm presuming the other one's a short story, though it might be long.
I mean, there's a lot of info over a small amount of stories, so some of them have to be big.
Yeah, actually, I'm scrolling through it, and yeah, that is that's pretty long. Okay, but yeah, sorry. Back to you, gamer.
Oh, yeah, partial.
Yeah, sorry to like.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, no, it was good. I wish it did more with the concepts it was throwing at us.
Yeah, for sure. And again, like a lot of that is probably from that like the deeper lore that like I just brought up. So
yeah, like reading this might be better if you already understand the character.
Yeah,
from reading
like,
other stories.
Also, like all this lore like had to have a jumping off point. I think the Purple Balloon was like the first story.
Oh, is this the first one?
I think this is like the first appearance. If it's either this one or The Darkest Truth. So
okay,
but yeah, it definitely jumped off quite a ways after this one. If
yes.
that's the case. But yeah, so I guess yeah, our initial recommendations haven't really changed. So like I'll still recommend it. Mikey won't recommend it, and partial recommendation from Gamer.
Yeah, still partial.
Okay,
it's good, but they could do more.
Yeah.
Snow Hoova's phone.
I mean, that's just god tier.
You know what I hate? There was that one story we read that I said is equal to or better than Hoova's phone. I don't remember what it was. And that's killing me.
Obviously, it didn't happen then. It was
it must have not happened, yeah.
Solid dream.
But yeah, so with that, that's it for tonight. If you like what you heard, or if you didn't, leave a comment in the comment section below, wherever this gets posted. Some of us are on Blue Sky. Mikey is at the E Stands for Evil, and I'm at Review Cultist. You can also send us emails at aldentebrigamortis@gmail.com. That's ALDENTERIGAMORTIS@gmail.com, where you can also leave us suggestions for other creepypastas, SCPs, spooky things. You creep it, we'll peep it. Yeah. And if you'd like to help support our show financially, you can go to Patreon. We have special episodes, early access, and extra content. To all our patrons helping support the show, thank you immensely. You're helping keep those hosting bills at bay. And as always, we very much appreciate that. And to our listeners and the authors of these stories, thank you immensely, because without your listenership, it'd be like screaming into the void, just staring up at a spotlight, whether it be a street light or a oncoming car.
Could be a train for all we know as well.
It could also be a train. Yeah, they could have crashed on the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
God, I just like that would have been horrific. It's just like
just a bad time.
Yeah, like this poor girl like got out of this abusive household, like got her dad out. They crashed because her dad was like freaking out while like trying to escape. Went through the window, like went through the car window, like and like hit the asphalt and stuff like that. Finally comes to, like it like survived that, and then just like, oh, what's that bright light? Just lights out.
Yeah.
And in that case, yeah, like no, like Candy Pop here is actually like legitimately a psychopomp, like doing a job, not just like not just like stalking around like people with near-death experiences. So, and without your authorship, writing and posting these stories on the internet, we really wouldn't have much of a show because we'd have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Now's a good time to mention we are a part of a podcast network, Crit in the Night, an actual play and creepypasta podcast network. We're there alongside our sister podcast, One Less Die, and our cousin podcast, The Role Playing Exchange. for things that go crit in the night. Until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the stands for evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.